back to my channel. For today's look, I am going to be doing this extreme dramatic makeup look, and this is 100% full glam. I recently have been playing on Instagram a lot, and I came across P. Louise, who is a makeup academy in the UK. She recently launched some new products, and their Instagram page is absolutely amazing. I'm going to show y'all. Oops. But this is their Instagram. Do you see all of this makeup? Like, wow. I will leave them linked below for you guys to check out. It's extremely inspiring, and you know, sometimes I thought that maybe this much makeup was like a lot. I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone and try to do something different. I also recently got a JUVIAS Place palette. I'm not sure if this is actually a palette that they recently came out with or if this is one of their OGs. I'm not sure, but it is so beautiful. And I've come across this on Nikki Tutorials. She rants and raves about this palette. It is extremely pigmented and it is very affordable as well. This whole eye look, I used this in one color out of my Morphe's brush. I needed a yellow and it didn't have a yellow. I used pretty much this entire palette. So everything that I use in this video, I will link it below. I'm going to show you how to do a spotlight eye. So if you are not subscribed, subscribe below, and let's go ahead and get started.
From A to Z, it's the girl like gangsta. What I fit in, it's G.
So I know I look real cute right now. Yes. But for the sake of the video, I went ahead and did one eye off camera. And that is just so I know exactly what I'm going to show you guys today. I'm going with the Saharan palette by JUVIAS Place. This palette I showed y'all in the beginning of the video. It is amazing, it's affordable, and these colors are insane. You're gonna see. First, I'm going to prime my eyelid. I know this is gonna be a little bit backwards, but I'm gonna try something different. I'm using a MAC 242 brush, and I'm basically just going to put this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to outline my lid. I'm going to place this up under my eyebrow, just kind of carving out the bottom of my brow, and then I'm going to pull it all the way down on my lid just so that I have a very even base. I get rid of any discoloration, and this is going to help for the pigments to stick really well. I really wish that I had the P. Louise base that she sells, but she is out of stock right now, so I'm just using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light, and I'm basically just going to take this brush and pat it on my lids. I'm not really like rubbing it around. Right now I am, but I'm going to eventually just pack on the product using this brush so that I get the most payoff and the most coverage. Next up, I'm going to start building up my crease. I'm going in with my Morphe M507 brush. This is just a small tapered brush. I'm going in with the color Jamila, or maybe it's Jamelia, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to basically just place this in the very middle of my crease and work in circular motions and start building it up. I packed this color on a good many times, so you'll see I just really want to build up the pigment, and it's okay if you're messy because it's all going to be cleaned up in the end. It looks kind of crazy when you first start doing it, but it's amazing when you're done. Next up, I'm going in with this Morphe Brushes palette. This is the 35C palette. I'm taking this yellow color out of the palette, and I'm taking a Urban Decay Naked Heat palette brush, and I'm very lightly, with light pressure, just running that color up against the orange and buffing out the line. This is just going to create a really cool gradient effect. I will say you should definitely take your time doing this. This is about blending and making sure you can go in little by little rather than having to take away any product. And then I'm going to take my Morphe M507 again and go in with that Sokoto color, which is the top left color. And then I'm going to take the same Jamelia color. And I'm basically just building this up. I'm even I'm I cannot talk. I am even tapping this product into the crease. I'm just basically pushing the color into my crease as much as possible so that I can just build it up to make it super, super bright. Now I'm going to start building up more depth in my crease. I'm going in with the color Chad. This is a really deep, very matte black color, and I'm taking that on a Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going to start on the outer portion of my eye, and as you can see, I'm just wiggling this around, and I'm going to build it up in my crease, turning the brush so that it fits in my crease, and then I'm going to take it back wide again into my inner portion of my eye. And I'm basically just going to wiggle it around in my eye socket, which I know sounds really weird, but it works for some reason. I'm going to take a clean brush and just buff out the outer edges of that. That's why it's a good idea to not do your brows at first, because then you won't mess them up. And then I'm going to go back to my MAC 242 and that Tarte concealer, and I'm going to cut my crease. But this is a spotlight eye, so I'm just going to focus it on the middle portion of my lid, and then I'm going in with a very small no-named concealer brush, and I'm just going to make sure that everything is very defined with my lines. Then I'm going to take this really pretty green shade from the palette, and that's going to be the center color, and I'm just going to place that down. Then I'm going to take this pink one and put it on either side of that green shade. And then I'm going to take a really pretty dark blue metallic color and put that on either side of the pink shades that I'm putting down right now. And I'm going to buff that all in after I lay all the colors down first, and then I'll start to blend a little bit more. So I'm just blending the lines together and making sure that the colors merge very nicely, and then I'm spending a good amount of time doing that. I think that's probably the most important. And then I'm going to take a Morphe E36, which is just a pencil brush, and I'm taking that color Chad and just deepening up the outer portions of where I put that black at, just making sure that everything is clean. And then I'm going to take a Sigma wing liner brush, and I'm basically just taking the Chad color and running a line just to make sure that that line at the top is extremely sharp and precise. Then I'm going to do a line with liner. I'm going in, it's not a wing, I'm just doing a line so that way my fake lashes kind of blend in with the lid color a little bit better. It just looks a little bit better on my eye for some reason. I don't know, I'm weird. So I'm just going in with NYX matte liquid liner. This is my favorite liquid liner because it has a brush tip, so it's very easy to get it very precise. And then I'm going in with Urban Decay's 24/7 Perversion black liner. This black liner is probably the best I've had or tried yet, and I'm going to line my upper waterline with this, and this just makes sure that there is not a gap between your falsies and your real lashes. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and give them a coat of mascara. I'm going with Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is the 4-in-1. I don't really know the difference, but maybe you can find out. And then I am going to move on to the face. First up, I'm going to prep my skin using Clinique's Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion for some hydration. And then I'm going in with MAC's Strobe Cream in the shade Pinklite. That stuff is amazing. And then for foundation, I'm using NARS Radiant Creamy Foundation. This is their newest release, and if you watch my videos, you know how obsessed I am with this. The coverage is insane. This is the shade Sahel. And then I'm going to, of course, nothing new, conceal using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light. I am going in with a beauty blender to blend all of this out. And then I'm going to take Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind. This is a little bit darker, and I'm just going to kind of mix it with the Tarte Shape Tape that I just put down. And I'm going to blend that out with another beauty blender, and then I'm going to cream contour using Beautiful Bronze by LA Girl. This is a very inexpensive concealer, but the pigment is amazing. And my nose contour was super crooked. So then I'm going to basically just warm up my skin using this and using a Morphe brush. This is one of my favorite brushes to do this with. And then I am going to set my bronze with some bronzer. This is the Hoola bronzer that I'm using, and I'm just going to use a Firma brush. I think this is a Firma 308 brush. And it's angled, which makes it super easy for me to get in the hollows of my cheeks. I just start near my ear and kind of keep it up high and then fade it down a little bit. And if you're messy, we're going to clean it up. I'm going to also contour my cheeks using my Lorac medium palette. I'm using the darker shade just to contour, and that just adds a little bit more depth right where your cheekbones are. And I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead as well. To clean up under my contour and bake under my eyes, I'm going in with this Morphe sponge and an air spun powder. This powder, I recently found out, does have talc in it, and talc is not really good for you, so I'm actually going to probably stop using this. And then I'm going in with this new Morphe brush that I found. I'm not exactly sure what number it is, but I do love it to place the powder close to my nose so that I can kind of chisel it and make it look narrow. And then I'm just basically going in with that Jamila and that Sokoto shade and that Morphe 507 brush, and I'm just running this really low under my eyes. And then I'm taking that Sigma E25 with that black Chad shade and running it on my lower lash line for some depth. And then I'm going to also, I don't show this I don't think, but take that Perversion eyeliner and also run that on my lower waterline as well. So basically just bringing this low. If it goes really low, I'm going to clean it up in just a second and show you guys how I do that. So I basically leave that powder down there, that way I can do this, and I just take that same brush and just kind of buff the powder up under it, and that kind of buffs out the line of the colors on my lower lash line, and it just helps it look smoother, so that way it's not like a sharp start stop. It would look kind of crazy. So anyways, I'm going in with blush. I'm using my BH Glamourous blush palette, and I'm taking these two colors on an angled blush brush, and then I'm going in with this guy. This is new. This is the Lumi Shimmerista by L'Oreal in the shade Moonlight, and this is just a Morphe highlighting brush, and as you can see, this color is so beautiful and extremely pigmented. I will say that it does have a blue purplish undertone to it, so it is kind of holographic, and I didn't really know that when I got it, but for this look I thought it did look okay. I'm gonna highlight my Cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, and the inner corners of my eyes with this as well. There is one other shade that's a little bit darker that I have not tried yet, but there's only two, so just keep that in mind. And then for lips, I'm going in with NYX lip pencil in the shade Brown. I'm going to line my lips and kind of fill them in slightly with this color also on the outer portion. And then over top, I'm going in with the color Creme Brûlée Butter Gloss by NYX as well. Alright you guys, this is the finished makeup look. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. It does take a little while to do this kind of stuff, and practice makes perfect. I will tell you that I, obviously you saw the beginning of the video that I did one eye off camera, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I totally erased it about halfway finished because it wasn't turning out how I wanted it to, and I wiped it off and I redid it again, and then I ended up actually loving it. So that tells you it's just makeup. You can take a makeup wipe it off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.